Artificial sweeteners are everywhere, in diet sodas, sugar-free snacks, protein powders, and even foods marketed as healthy. They promise all the sweetness with none of the calories. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the real question. Do they actually help with weight loss, or could they secretly be making it harder? Let's break it down, because the truth about artificial sweeteners isn't black and white. It's a story about how your body, your brain, and your metabolism react to sweetness, even when it's fake. Part 1. The promise of 0 calories. The logic seems simple. Sugar has calories, and artificial sweeteners don't. So replacing sugar with something like sucralose, aspartame, or stevia should mean fewer calories, and that should mean fat loss. And in some cases, that's true. Studies have shown that people who swap sugary drinks for 0-calorie versions can lose weight if they keep everything else the same. You're simply consuming fewer calories, and the math adds up. But here's where it gets tricky. Your body isn't a calculator. It's a complex feedback system. And sometimes, cutting calories on paper doesn't lead to real fat loss in practice. Part 2. How your brain reacts to sweetness. Here's something most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't just respond to calories. It responds to flavor and expectation. When you taste sweetness, your brain releases dopamine, the reward chemical. Your body starts preparing for sugar, insulin rises slightly, and your metabolism gears up for energy. But when those calories never arrive, the brain gets confused. Over time, this disconnect between sweet taste and real energy can mess with hunger signals. Some studies show that people who regularly consume artificial sweeteners end up craving more sugar and carbs later in the day. Not because they're weak, but because their brain feels tricked. It expected fuel but got none. So it sends stronger hunger signals to balance things out. This is one reason why some people on 0-calorie diets don't lose as much weight as expected. They subconsciously eat more later without realizing it. Part 3. The gut connection. Your microbiome matters. Now let's talk about one of the most fascinating discoveries in nutrition. Your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living inside you. These microbes affect everything from digestion to fat storage, cravings, and even mood. And yes, they react to artificial sweeteners too. Recent studies suggest that some sweeteners, like sucralose and saccharin, can alter the gut microbiome in ways that might slow metabolism or affect how your body processes glucose. In animal studies, these changes even led to mild insulin resistance, a condition that makes it harder to burn fat efficiently. Now, not all sweeteners have the same effect. For example, stevia and monk fruit are plant-based and appear to have minimal impact on gut bacteria. But others, especially in large doses, can cause bloating, imbalance, and changes in gut diversity. So while artificial sweeteners can help cut calories short-term, they may carry long-term trade-offs that affect how your body actually uses energy. Part 4. The psychology of zero guilt. There's another hidden layer to this story: psychology. When people switch to sugar-free products, they often eat more of them. It's called the compensation effect. You subconsciously think, it's 0 sugar, so I can have more. This happens with diet sodas, sugar-free desserts, and low-calorie snacks. You save 100 calories on one side and add 300 on the other, and before you know it, your deficit is gone. The label, 0 calorie, can trick your brain into losing awareness of how much you're actually consuming. It's not that the sweeteners are evil, it's that they change how you behave around food. Part 5. So, do they help or hurt? Here's the honest answer. Artificial sweeteners can help with weight loss, but only when used consciously. If you're transitioning away from sugary drinks or desserts, using something like stevia or sucralose can be a helpful short-term tool. It can make dieting easier, reduce overall calorie intake, and curb sugar cravings, especially in the beginning. But if you rely on them too heavily, they can create new problems. Your taste buds become hypersensitive to sweetness, making real food, like fruit or oats, taste bland. Your hunger cues become less accurate, and your mindset can shift from nourishment to numbers. So the key isn't to cut them out entirely, it's to use them strategically. Part 6. The smart way to use sweeteners. If you want to use artificial or natural sweeteners without slowing progress, here's how to do it right. Use them as a bridge, not a crutch. If you're drinking 2 sodas a day, switching to zero sugar is a great first step. But don't make diet soda your new normal. Gradually transition toward unsweetened drinks like sparkling water or tea. Choose smarter options. Go for natural, low-impact sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit. They're plant-based, low in calories, and generally well tolerated by your gut. Don't use them in every meal. Let your taste buds recalibrate. The less sweetness you consume overall, the more satisfied you'll feel with naturally sweet foods. Watch for hidden triggers. Many sugar-free foods still contain carbs or fillers that raise insulin. Always check the ingredients, not just the calories. Pair them with real nutrition. Use sweeteners in a balanced meal, for example, in a protein shake with fiber and healthy fats. This keeps blood sugar stable and prevents rebound cravings. Part 7. The bigger picture. It's about awareness. At the end of the day, the real question isn't whether artificial sweeteners are good or bad, it's whether they serve your goals. If they help you stay consistent with your diet, reduce sugar intake, and maintain a calorie deficit, they're useful. But if they make you crave more sweets, eat mindlessly, or depend on hyper-sweet flavors, they're holding you back. Weight loss is never about one ingredient. It's about habits, hormones, and how your body responds over time. Artificial sweeteners can be part of the plan, but they're not the solution by themselves. Real progress comes from awareness, understanding why you eat, not just what you eat. Final thoughts. Artificial sweeteners promised us the best of both worlds, sweetness without guilt. And while they do help some people reach their goals, they're not magic. They're a tool, one that can work for you or against you depending on how you use it. If you want lasting fat loss, the goal isn't to find tricks, it's to rebuild your relationship with food. Learn to enjoy flavors in their natural form. Reconnect with hunger cues. And remember, the real power isn't in what you remove from your diet, but in what you understand about yourself. Because once you master that, you won't need to fear sugar, sweeteners, or calories ever again. You'll finally have control, not through restriction, but through awareness.